How's it going, everybody? I am back in Fallout 4, and I am back with another building video. Finally one that has decent quality audio, not so terrible. I've been traveling a lot lately. All of last week up until about Saturday is whenever I had time to Friday night, I had time to actually sit down and record, but it is Saturday now, and I go back to work here this week, so I'm just trying to get some videos made for you guys right now. But I just thought I'd take the time to record an audio ahead of time and kind of explain what's going on. So this is just another housing video, just so you guys know. It's the rooftop housing that I referred to in the past. I told you guys that I was going to be doing. It's on the far end of the housing, so I've actually finished my Hangman's Alley completely at this point, so we're going to have this build today. I'm probably going to do the last actual build video on Wednesday, and then the final tour on Friday. And I want to do my mod load order next week. The reason I'm moving on instead of doing anything else is I started adding settlers to my settlement, and essentially I came along the exact same problem that I did before, but it was like even worse. So previously when I played, I had an issue where I could like no longer save the game. It just gave me an error telling me that I needed to delete something to have more available storage on my PlayStation. It told me that I needed to delete 0 kilobytes. So what I did this time was I just went ahead and exited the game as soon as that popped up, because I had some old saves, and it was trying to do that on an auto save. So I had some previous saves, so I wasn't too worried about it. But before I exited the game, I just went back and I recorded my tour of Hangman's Alley, which you guys will see on Friday. But frame rate was really bad for some reason, and also I couldn't leave like the area. If I tried to go, essentially the main problem I was finding is if I tried to go any farther north past the bridge, it would tell me you can't go that way, and it wouldn't load anything. It would just look like a pit in the ground. And then if I went towards Vault 81, like probably like a block away, it would stop letting me travel that direction. So like my game was essentially completely broken. And that's the main reason why I'm deciding to move on, is because I think it has to do with just how much I've built here. And then it got even worse once I started adding settlers to the settlement. I couldn't fast travel. It stopped letting me load saves while I was in the game. It stopped letting me like save the game, like I was saying. It was just, I broke Fallout 4 completely, except for this time to fix this issue. Hopefully, if anybody else has this issue, this will help them. Instead of having to delete the entire game off of my PlayStation 4, what I ended up doing this time is exiting the game back to the main menu. And if it won't let you do that, just quit the game completely and reload into the game. And then I went ahead and I went to my saves and I started deleting any autosave before like that day that it had happened. So yesterday, the 26th, I think it was. Or no, so it was the 27th. It was just really late in the morning, right after I had uploaded the video last night. It was like at midnight. I went back and started building in Fallout 4 here to finish this place up, but I ended up having to delete a lot of old autosaves, exit saves, quick saves, stuff like that. And it actually did let me go back in the game, but I loaded a save before I had actually finished Hangman's Alley. So none of the settlers that I had placed here were here, and then the last build that I actually finished was also gone, which you guys will see on Wednesday. That's the the build that ended up getting deleted. But it's not like a major loss. It was like a good like hour of messing around with decorations, with build, uh, putting the settlers in the settlement. But I'm not gonna redo it because it broke my game. Like it completely broke Fallout 4 on my PlayStation where I just couldn't do anything. And it actually worked to go back, delete a bunch of old autosaves, delete a bunch of old quick saves, uh, old playthroughs that I wasn't going to touch anymore that I'd really not really gotten into. But it might not work for everybody. So if you are having that issue, the thing that I did last time was reestablish the databases on your PlayStation 4. So you hold the power button until it beeps, and then you wait for it to beep again a second time. And then you will load into safe mode on the PlayStation 4. And after that, you go ahead and you select reestablish databases. That's supposed to fix like any save issues that you have. If something got like lost, it's supposed to fix a lot of issues that you can have on PlayStation. And it didn't work for me, but I read online that it can work for others. So if you actually, if that doesn't work for you, the next step I would suggest is deleting a lot of old saves and stuff. I read online as well that if you have over 1 gig worth of saved application data, so like saves, I don't know if it includes mods, but I assumed that it did, even though that is like the game data, not really like a save or anything like that. But I got rid of a lot of old mods that I had that I really wasn't using anymore that were kind of obsolete. Cleaned up my library a lot. That's the reason why I've been wanting to do another mod, like load order video. But I just haven't done that yet. I'll get around to it. It'll probably be next week sometime. But the only step after like what I was saying, where if like reestablishing the databases doesn't work, if deleting old saves doesn't work, the only suggestion I would have after that is to delete the full game and then re-download it. That is what worked for me on the first time I had this issue. Thankfully, the second time, I figured I would have to do it again, but thankfully the second time, it ended up just letting me like delete some old saves, and it actually worked. So maybe try that first. Don't just go straight to deleting the full game, because that took forever to re-download and everything like that, and I don't want you guys to have to do the same thing. But yeah, if that's issues, you guys can ask me for advice, by the way. If you guys do have issues with the game, like any errors or anything, like I'll gladly like try to help you guys. Someone recently reached out to me and asked me like what they would suggest, like load order wise, for their specific mods, and I just had them tweet me a Google Doc with all of their mods on it. Or you can, I mean, I guess like do some screenshots and send it over if you really wanted to, if you couldn't do like a Google Docs and send it. And like I just told them what mods I would suggest, like moving where, in my opinion. Of course, I don't really know everything when it comes to mod load orders, but I just kind of like base it off of how I have mine now. And I've not heard back from that person, but hopefully they like haven't had any issues. But he was just hoping to avoid crashes because he hadn't had anything happen wrong yet. I'd asked him about that, but yeah, just if you guys have any questions, you guys can reach out to me on Twitter or in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you guys like as often as I can. I usually reply to everybody who comments, but yeah, yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help from me or other people in the comments. I know that there's some awesome people in my comment section all the time, pretty much, that would be willing to help out other people. So don't be afraid to ask for help or anything like that. When it comes to Fallout 4 or anything like that, somebody will help you out. But yeah, with the game like breaking, I honestly think that it's only due to Hangman's Alley, just how much I've overbuilt here, and I think that's the main reason why I think it's time to really leave the area. It's just breaking my game, and it's really breaking my will to build anymore, just because I've already lost like hours and hours of builds, and I'm probably gonna do something light soon. I might start doing a couple build anywhere mod builds, and just try to do something cool with that. I don't want to build anything huge anymore. Not ever again, but for now at least. I might do like just a survival shack or something like that someplace, but yeah, just nothing like as big as like this or my I mean most of my other builds. A lot of my builds end up being massive. Nothing is like really short. I think the smallest build I've had on my channel is the Coastal Cottage, I think. It was only like a couple videos, like 6 or 7 videos, and in comparison to what they usually are, like this is like gotta be like my 10th or 11th video here at Hangman's Alley. But yeah, we'll probably just die down on builds for a little while. Try to build some smaller things rather than just massive structures all the time. So hopefully it doesn't break my Fallout. I'm just tired of having to delete my game and re-download it and having so many issues with it. Just want to chill for a little while. So we'll see how it goes, but I definitely need to hear from you guys what you guys want to see me build next. I would like to do place anywhere or build anywhere, maybe. There's a couple places that I've looked at before for build anywhere, but I'm not sure exactly what I would do. I've not really done that before, and then not having like a boundary or anything, it kind of messes with me when building with build anywhere. I don't know. So I guess we'll figure it out. But yeah, if you guys have suggestions for like specific areas on the map, specific places you want to see me build at, whether it be a settlement or like a pre-set settlement or a build anywhere location on the map, just give me like a general idea of where you're referring to. Try to give me like a couple locations or whatever, and tell me where it is between there, like try so I can triangulate, I guess, and figure out where you're talking about. But yeah, I'm really excited to leave Hangman's Alley. I feel like that happens every single time I build someplace. I'm like really excited to go there, and then by the time I'm done, I'm just like, all right, I'm completely over this place. I just overdid it with this one, I think. The settlements expanded was awesome. I may try to die it down because even though the build area is a little bit bigger, I don't think that necessarily means I have to use like every square inch available to me. So I just need to figure out like a good, like a happy medium, I guess, for the builds. But yeah, so far in this build, I've not even talked about it barely at all. I've just been talking about all the issues I've been having with this game. But right here, all I'm doing is I've built 3 houses. The front one is like a little balcony on the left side. So you walk in, there's a window that looks over the settlement, and then to the left there's a nice little balcony that looks down over the same area. And then essentially the same thing with the other house that I built so far. There's a nice like little balcony area, and then also a like a window that I built. So I used the junk wall collection for the window, like the wall with the window in it, and I just took a one without the actual window pane, and I ended up like placing it backwards against it so that it wouldn't look so like glitchy textured and stuff. It looked a little bit better that way. And then for this house, this one's not quite as nice as the other ones, but these are intended to be like the nicer housing of the settlement. This one's just kind of like an angle that like wraps around the roof. Uh, Decoration for these is a little bit more fun, in my opinion. I end up having a good time decorating these houses. Each has got kind of a little bit of a theme around each house to say something about each of the characters that are supposed to live there. Well, one of the houses is like a single, like all of them are for a single person each, but one is like an all-in-one house, like they've just got all the different stuff, dining room, like mixed in with a kitchen, and bedroom separate, and then also a living room on the other side. One person has got everything in one room, and then this last one is probably the least nice of all the houses. And this is the last thing I do to this build, actually. I end up doing a lot of this stuff off camera. But right here you can see they're not like super crazy. They're pretty minimalistic for like the type of builds. But like this person has got a bunch of storage and stuff like that. Got a computer and everything. Medic kit. They like to play like board games and do like the robot kits and stuff and build robot statues, I guess, or whatever, figures. They've got a nice little overlook over the like slum area of the settlement, and then also the entrance. And then into the next house. The next one, also you'll notice that all of these houses have electricity, unlike all of the ones down below us. Besides the one that's up on the like awning that leads up to the rooftop access area and the bar. But this one is really minimalistic. This person's just got a bunch of the food stored up here. They've got a nice little view out over the actual water, out of the like fencing on that one wall. They've got their bedroom separated off by this shelf, and then got a little safe to keep their money and stuff. I think that my idea for that was going to be the general store person's house, because the general store is not very nice, and also the only people that have access to it are the people up here. So no one really comes up here besides the people that actually live up here. And then I imagine this is the bar owner's house. They've got the nicest area to live, and they've got just all the stuff. Got a nice bedroom area, a bunch of general goods kind of scattered inside of the bedroom shelves, and then a lot of food and storage and stuff. This is supposed to be the kitchen area, nowhere to really cook, but they own the bar, so they can cook down there and bring their own stuff up. And then a nice little area for them to rest in, like a living room area, and they've also got a pretty nice view out over the settlement, along with out onto the or out into the entrance and stuff. You can see I've got a settler summon like beacon down there. And then I locked myself inside because that door blocks your path. But in this back area, I just added a couple of workshops and stuff. Nothing too crazy. I did add a pathway all the way around behind the houses, and then I added a little quarry like railing or whatever, and a staircase down to this fire escape or balcony, whatever this is supposed to be. I've got the place anywhere tool down here. And this is a good place for them to look down over the whole settlement. Or guards can come here to actually, like, guard the front gate. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this build. Let me know where you guys want to see me go next, because I've actually finished Hangman's Alley before this video's out. So let me know. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for 700 subscribers. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.